Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, I got a question in the comments, and the question was asking basically how to get over someone. It was a young lady talking about her feelings, how strong they are for her child's father. And the child is a teenager now, and they just basically talk in court, in the court sessions, and all the different stuff. But then outside of that, they were like best friends or what have you, but the man got somebody else and her heart is wide open. On top of that, I saw a clip, somebody sent me a clip about a young lady who got with a celebrity, and she was spoken on. The young lady who got with a celebrity and had like his, I don't know, third child, fourth child, how many of a child, eighth child or whatever. And he's still sleeping around and he still want more kids. And therapist or somebody spoke on her on a show, and she was talking about, she want to help the young lady. And it made me think about also just the stuff that I experienced when you see women doing things that does not make any sense. But I think every woman kind of knows and understands what other women go through when it comes to being in a relationship and not being able to leave and doing crazy things for love. And you hear that all the time. And in that, it's just like, okay, do you wait? Do you stay? Do you expect a man to come back? Do you turn other men down? It's a lot that goes into it, but I'm gonna help you understand when it comes to a soul tie, how you can move on. And in this process, it's going to be painful. It's going to be uncomfortable, but you got to be able to move forward. And so what I mean by that is you first going to have to take and look at the relationship, and you're going to have to break the relationship down into scenes. And when you break it down into scenes meaning like a movie, and you're going to have to evaluate every scene. If it was like a game, like a sport, I call it watching the game film. Meaning, if you play a basketball game or you play a football game, after the game, the next day you watch the game to see what you did right, what you did wrong. And you looking at the film and you could see what you did wrong, and then you're able to see what you should have done instead, so that the next game, when that same scenario presents itself again, you know what to do because you watched the film. That's how you have to do with your relationship. Now, see, the issue with relationships is, and let me help you understand this here, the problem with these relationships is people don't watch the game film. Meaning, they don't evaluate the relationship. And what you have to understand, I don't have much time because I got to coach a client in 30 minutes. And my alarm gonna go off a couple minutes before that. So when my alarm goes off, it's gonna cut the video off. What a lot of people don't do is, when you don't evaluate the relationship, you take and, y'all forgive me, I'm opening my laptop so I can sit my phone down in here in the laptop. And so what happens is, when you don't evaluate the relationship, the brain remembers things better than it was. And the reason why the brain has a self-soothing mechanism is so that we can overcome sadness and depression. Now, as you know, a lot of people suffer from depression and sadness, and they don't overcome it, but they live with it. But that's the brain fighting. That's the brain still giving them the strength to keep going, even though it feels destitute. But when you take and you evaluate the relationship, what you're able to do is, when you talk to somebody like myself, you might not be able to talk to me right now because y'all done booked up my session till February, but watch these videos. And I'm gonna take and do videos and breaking down the difference. But when you look at the relationship, you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, oh, in the beginning, he told me he wasn't ready for a relationship. I ignored him, and I thought that we could just be friends. We could keep talking, and I could just be friends. But then I ended up falling in love. He never fell in love. This is what you're saying to yourself now. And so I played myself. Because you analyze that, now you see, oh, I played myself because I didn't listen when he told me out of his mouth he didn't want a relationship. So the next relationship, when somebody tells me he doesn't want a relationship, I'm going to listen. And I'm cutting it off because I'm dating intentionally and I'm dating for marriage. So I'm cutting it off. So then what you're going to see is you're going to take and you're going to see the next scene. And when I say the next scene, it don't mean the next day. It could be the next month, the next year. And you're gonna see something where, oh, in month 6, he lost his temper and he cursed me out worse than a stray dog. And I curse him back out. Or I sat down and got quiet. Or I was shocked. Or I started crying. And so now you see all of those behaviors reinforce that behavior. So you go through every single thing and you evaluate it. And in this evaluation process, what you're doing is you're asking yourself, now y'all gonna hear therapists teaching this right here from me. I ain't get this from no therapist. The Lord gave me this. It might already be in therapy somewhere. I ain't never did therapy for no relationship. And so, but y'all, this what the Lord gave me. This coming from the Holy Spirit. So I've never read a book on this. I'm teaching you right now off the top of my head, and we flowing with the Spirit. And so when you look at this relationship, what you doing is you evaluating and you saying, was this love from this person? Or was that hate from this person? Okay, it was hate. But was that self-hate from that person that was being projected onto me? Or was it hate for me? 9 out of 10 times, well, pretty much all the time, it's going to be self-hate. Meaning the man was taught how to hate himself. And he never learned how to love himself. And because he didn't want to just take out the self-hate on himself, he takes it out on other people. And in taking it out on other people, he will make you think that you are inadequate and you are less than, and he is better than you, and you have to fight for his love and affection. So what happens is, if you don't love yourself, someone will teach you how to hate yourself, and then you will confuse the two. That's my quote. You'll see it online probably sometime without my name on it. That's the original quote the Lord gave me. And so think about that. Now, when you break this down, this is what you're doing. You taking every scene and you are labeling it. So you taking this experience right here, this scene, and when you learn what love is, this is a part of getting new knowledge. While you doing this, you got to be getting new knowledge, like on this channel. When you learn what love is, now you know the difference between love and self-hate, between protection and between controlling, between tough love or correction and abuse, emotional, verbal. You see, because it's a fine line in this stuff. It's a fine line, and if you don't actively learn the difference, you will be confused. You will assume that the abuse you were suffering was love. You will call abuse love. And then you will say love hurts. Love did not hurt you. Someone who didn't know how to love hurt you. And you confuse the two. It's another original quote. So what happens is you mislabeling love. So love have called me and told me to tell you, stop lying on love, because love does not hurt. See, life hurts. A lot of times people confuse love with life. People confuse love with a relationship. Love and relationship is not synonymous. They have two totally different definitions. You can have a relationship and not have love. You can have love and not have a relationship. The two are not one in the same. Understand that. Just because you were in a relationship does not mean you were in love. You could have actually been in self-hate, self-loathing. You could have been in pain. You could have been in trauma. So now you have to watch the game film. You looking back, you evaluating it, and you labeling it. You taking that scene, you filing that scene, and when you file that scene, you file it under toxic relationship, control, self-hate, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, financial abuse, social abuse, physical abuse. All of those things that I just named have all been called love. People have took Corinthians 13 out of context, and they think Corinthians 13 mean a relationship where you are being abused, and that is not what it is talking about. It is talking about God's love for his children. It is not talking about, and it's talking about your love for your children in essence, but it ain't talking about a marriage. It ain't talking about a romantic relationship, because the Bible tell the man to love his wife as Christ loved the church. Christ not finna be beating up on the church and how the church long-suffering toxicity. That's not romantic love of God. You got to understand the difference. So people will be in a toxic, abusive, ungodly relationship and be filing it under Corinthians chapter 13, if that's the one. I can't remember exactly. And they'll be like, oh, it say love is this and that. Love is this and that. No, that love that is being described is really the love that Christ showed on the cross. That ain't the love you supposed to endure with your abusive boyfriend, fiance, or husband. It ain't talking about that. It ain't talking about that. People will make it talk about that, but that don't go hand in hand with husbands love your wife as Christ loved the church. Wives, submit unto your husband as unto the Lord. Submit ye one to another. That don't go in with that. So when you evaluate that, now you start to learn the difference. The next thing you want to do is you want to get active. What I mean by this is you got to give yourself a routine. You got to be walking, lifting weights, working out, joining groups. You got to get moving. You got to get moving. And when you get to moving, now when you get to moving and you get active, guess what? Your mental health is going to get better with that exercise. That exercise is going to heal you. It's going to start to regenerate your brain. You're going to start to heal. Your brain is not going to be like a hamster on a wheel. You're going to start to heal. And then with that healing, it's going to bring confidence. And that's going to lead to clarity. It's going to lead to courage. So now with your new knowledge, with your exercise, now you got to get active. Meaning you tap into purpose. The person that you trying to get over, everything has to be cut off. Unfollow him on all social media. Unfollow him on all social media. If you got to do a social media detox because he keeps showing up on your timeline some kind of way, social media detox. If the relationship was toxic and all of that, even if it wasn't, you got to get over them. You're going to have to block them if you got to get over them. Now, if you're not trying to get over them, this don't apply to you. If you can live with the thought of them, if you can live, with the missing them and still move on and do all that, if it ain't got that much power over you, you ain't got to block them. But if it got power over you, your stomach hurt, head hurt, this, that, and third, you got to block them. You could block them on social media or you could leave them unblocked, but just unfollow them. You have to get distance from anybody that is tied to him. So his sister, his mama, don't matter how much you love her. You got to talk to them and say, hey, his homeboy, his homegirls, his coach, his brother, his uncle, his cousin, his grandma. Hey, I love you, but I need some time to myself. I got to heal. And you cut them off because you cannot move on if you holding on to your past. It's a casualty of spiritual warfare. We lose things. We let go of things. Relationships end. You got to leave the past in the past. That's not the only, his family ain't the only nice person you're going to meet. His sister ain't the only best friend you can meet. You not finna get another man if you best friends with your ex-man's sister. Or you still the daughter of your ex-man's mama or daddy or grandma. You going to be in ball and chain to that man, and he is going to move on, be happy, fall in love, and you're going to be a spiritual slave. And some toxic men want you to be a spiritual slave, soul tied. So some men will instruct their sibling or their friend or their family member, mama, daddy, cousin, whoever, to call you. Hey, and they will be hitting up their family. Hey, you talk to her? What she said? Yeah. What she doing? What she getting ready to go? She staying here or she gonna move? She dating somebody? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Hey, keep in touch with her. I'm worried about her. Keep in touch with her. I'm worried about her. Listen, I ain't trying to get back with her or nothing like that. I ain't trying to cause no trouble in her life. I just be worried about her. So just check in on her for me. He don't care about you. Don't care nothing about you. But he wants you to remain a spiritual slave. That's why everybody got to get cut off. No exceptions. Everybody, get a dog bite. Get a cat bite. Get a shoes bite. Get a clothes bite. Tell him, hey, come get all of your stuff. Anything he don't want to come get, pack it up, spend the money out your pocket, and mail it back. Or go drop it off at the front door. Boop. Get rid of everything. Any jewelry, any clothes he gave you, if he don't take it back, he don't want it back, put it all up in a box. Put it in a box and put it on Poshmark. Poshmark, send me a check. Or one of these sites and sell it. Get rid of it. Take it to the thrift shop, sell it. Make you some money off of it. Because that's going to block your blessing. You're going to be a spiritual slave. That's whatever them items that he gave you that you hold on to, that's going to become your God. That's going to become your idol. It's going to be the graven image that people used to worship in the Bible days. That's going to be your God. You're going to be a spiritual slave. And when you meet the man of your dreams, he going to say, wait, where you got that? That's a nice bracelet. Where you got that bracelet from? Soon as he say that flood of emotion, that flood of feelings, everything, it come back. It could be a watch like this right here. Cost. You like, no, I can't get rid of it. I ain't gonna get what he paid for. You might find out then it's fake. You need to sit with the authenticator though, because they might tell you it's fake and it's actually real. And take it 2-3 places. Make sure. Take it right to Rolex or whoever, whatever designer you got. Get you some money out of it. Don't give it away. Get you some money out of it. That's for your pain and suffering, that raggedy relationship. Get you some money out of it. And get rid of it. Mourn it. Cry. Do what you got to do. Get some money. Move on with your life. Next thing you want to do, you want to set your sights on being a billionaire. Listen to what I just said. The reason why I said that is because that young lady who created Canva is a billionaire. So you could be a billionaire too. And the reason why I said that is because your goal got to be so big that you don't have time to be thinking about no musky Negro. And if y'all date other people, white man could be a Negro too. Everybody, all of them Negroes. You ain't got time to be thinking about no musky Negro. You got to be focused on a billion. Because it's going to occupy all your time. Between your routine, your meditation, your reading the Bible, your working out, and your $1 billion dream, balancing with your 6-figure job or your 5-figure job, you too busy. You too busy to be sitting there crying, eating Oreos and red velvet cake. Now you eating Oreo red velvet with ice cream, and you packing on 15, 20 pounds, depressed, sitting there, working from home, that virtual job. You stressed out, all looking like Who Shot John and forgot to kill him, tore up from the floor up, broke, busted, and disgusted. He don't even want you no more now, because you looking terrible. Even if he did have a come to Jesus moment, and he ran into Jesus on the road to Damascus, he don't even want you. Because you done sat there lazy, sorry, sluggish, complacent, out of shape, not loving yourself, depressed. And he know he ain't worth the lint in his pocket. And you sitting there stressed, broke, busted, and disgusted by this sorry man. He out there sorry as a shoe with no sole, and he know it. And he like, man, she tore up over me, but she must not realize how much I lied to her. How many women I slept with when I was with her. How trashy I am. She must don't realize I don't even bathe. I don't even take baths. I don't even brush my teeth. She's sitting over there tore up. She don't even see her worth. Like, she don't realize she could be a millionaire at least. 100,000 now. She don't even realize that if she did what she had to do and love herself, she could have any man in the world. He's sitting there looking, and then you like, well, why he don't see that? Because you don't see it. So he not finna see something in you that you don't see in you. He don't want that. He want a woman who see who she is. He finna go to a woman that's finna challenge him and push him to the next level. So you got to get yourself together and go and get with you a man who want to grow with you, build with you, who wants you to be his accountability partner, who wants you to be his helpmeet, who wants you to be his real. Instead of sitting there crying and putting that weight on, and you broke, you paycheck to paycheck, all that retail therapy, all that food therapy, you struggling, you listen to all these dummies on these podcasts, you paying for tickets, going to these stupid events, having this tonight conversation with a bunch of dummies up there, don't know what they talking about. You done left out there more depressed than you went in there. You out here tore up. Listen to these single men on podcasts, do relationship episodes every show, bringing on idiots who don't know what they talking about. You getting all this bad advice. You sitting there, you ready to slit your wrist with your eyeball. It's like, what in the world is you doing? Get up. Get on your grind. Get your body right. Get your mind right. Get your life right. Love yourself. Get up and do what you got to do. You sitting there crying about that sorry man? Okay. Mourn them, get up and go. Life moves on. You got to love yourself. You got to get up and go. My alarm about to go off here in a little bit. Listen to me. Take these steps now. Take these steps. Go through it. Boop, 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 boop. Get new knowledge. Keep learning. This right here, these videos need to be your playlist. All the relationship stuff. Because you're going to get new knowledge. And you're going to learn, oh, I didn't have love. I had self-hate. I ain't have love. I had abuse. I ain't have love. I had toxicity. So you're going to start to learn, and you're going to start to look and be like, man, I thought I had love. Nope, that ain't what love is. So learn that. And then when you get that new knowledge, now you can heal. You got to admit that you feel in order to heal. Now that you heal, now you can move forward. And when you attract real love, when you attract the man who is a real man, you know how to appreciate him, because instead of pushing him away, because you have healed. And when he come into your life, everybody getting spam texts. So when your ex name is no longer in your phone and it pop up as a regular number, you're like, oh, spam. If he see it, who is that? That's spam. I get those every other day. People just, hey babe, hey George, hey Tommy. It's like, that ain't my name. I was like, I don't know who that is. Name ain't in the phone. When he go through your phone, no pictures of him in the ex in your phone. When he at your apartment, your house, and he see certain things and he asks, oh, what's it right here? That's kind of cool. Ain't no attachments to them. Nobody calling you. Nobody from his family, his friends is calling you. Nobody. If a name come up, it don't say Mama Joyce by his mama. If that's his mama name. It don't say Mama Joyce. It say Joyce. Who is that? Somebody I work with. Somebody honestly, I really don't even remember. Oh, Tony, you teaching us to lie. Child, please. All that sin you in, hush. Lord will forgive you. He understand. Repent. Repent. Just like TDJ said, even if he was a power bottom, all he had to do is repent. So if the Lord forgive him for being a power bottom, he'll forgive you for saying you don't know who Joyce is. Guaranteed. That's the perks of being a Christian with a forgiving God who knows all. He understand. Don't try to act holier than thou now just so you can remain tied to your ex and be pushing away your necks because you want to stay a spiritual slave. That's dumb. That's the spirit of little dummy. Get up, move on with your life. Work on yourself. When you leaving your ex, when you getting ready to get over a man, you ought to go into the best season. That next season need to be the best season of your life. The relationship was your winter. When you had a thong on in the snow, in the blizzard. That next season, you finna be sunbathing. You in the shade on a sunny day with a cool breeze. That's what the next season of your life need to be. Living your absolute best life. Go to Paris. Go to England. Go to Tahiti. Go to Bahamas. Go to Barusha. Go to Bora Bora. Go to Maldives. Get on cheapcaribbean.com. Cheap Caribbean, send me a check. Go on right here. Get that all-inclusive resort. Travel. See the world. Do you something. Get out here and live. And build. Use your brain. Reignite your creativity. Change your life. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon.